circle back or fight me.
Did you even read my email, bro?
Now that's above my pay grade.
This is not a drill.
Need unfiltered stories and advice about balancing work, life, and everything in between?
We're here to help. Welcome to Girls That Excel, your virtual support system to keep you excelling no matter what your path to success may be. It's Alyssa.
And Emily, and today we are joined by the creator of Too Soon, Nick Flower, and bartender Jaggar. Hi, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, thanks for having us.
We are going to make our joke, but it's Nick Jaggar, in case you didn't catch any of that.
Today we are thrilled to welcome the man behind Portland's most exciting cocktail bar, Too Soon, the legendary Nick Flower, and his legendary bartender, Jaggar. But before we dive into Nick's journey of bartender turned into bar owner, let's share a little bit of how we first met. So a couple years ago, we were actually at a tiki bar, me and a bunch of friends, and Nick, he was obviously the life of the party. He came over to our table and he was talking about a bar that he was going to be opening soon where he would serve cookies at closing time. And so naturally, I grilled you about the cookies. I was like, I need to know.
Most important aspect.
Yes. I need to know what kind of cookies. Is there a secret recipe? So after 10 minutes of grilling you about cookie questions, fast forward, we became friends, followed you on Instagram, kept in touch, and he delivered on the promise. He opened this amazing bar called Too Soon, and he serves the cookies at 12:45 last call, so make sure you're here to get one. And he has this really cool, New York style bar is the best way to describe it. It feels upscale, sophisticated, you feel like you are in Upper East Side. And it's really nice. I love the 2000s vibe. But Nick has nearly 2 decades of experience in bartending and making cocktails from the East Coast to the West Coast. So we're very excited to have you here. And we're also excited that you brought in one of your star bartenders, Jaggar, which you were recently on a different podcast, right?
Yes, I was on the Bartender at Large podcast with Eric Castro.
Awesome.
So cool. We are going to clock in. So every day you clock into work, we're clocking into the pod. So your clock in question for today is, what is your favorite cocktail and why?
Man, so it depends on what time of day it is, what I've had to eat,
Yeah, that's
But
very fair.
if I had to give, my top 3, Americano, which is really good. It's sweet vermouth, Campari, and soda.
Okay.
So tall.
Okay.
Nice orange peel or orange wedge. It's really good, very refreshing. I love a Garibaldi too, kind of on the same lines. It's fluffy orange juice and Campari, made famous by Dante in New York City. It's really good.
I'm sensing a trend with you, Campari and orange.
Yeah, those are really good. And then I also really like a gin fizz, just gin.
I've been loving gin.
Yeah, gin,
Say
lemon.
the tropical gin fizz.
Oh my
too.
gosh,
Yeah.
so good.
So tasty.
Tropical gin fizz is gin, lemon, orgeat, and then we do it. It was shaken with a pineapple wedge, and then egg white, soda.
I feel like you had that last time we were here.
Yeah. And it was absolutely incredible. Anytime I can get something with egg white in it, I'm going to do it. It just makes it creamier. It takes any bitterness out. It's just the perfect balance to any cocktail, I feel.
Yeah, it dries the cocktail out too. Makes it less sweet, which is cool.
That's probably
Maybe
why
that's
we
why
like
I like
that.
it.
We're not sweet cocktail girlies over here.
No, I'm a red wine drinker, so
Yeah.
I like it kind of dry. And
I mean, that's been a trend for almost as long as I've been bartending. Is the not too sweet. If you ask any bartender in the city that makes cocktails, what's the number one request that you get from guests? It would probably be not too sweet.
really?
Yeah. However, we've flipped the script here at Too Soon. We make a lot of sweet and creamy cocktails. We actually listed on the menu in our bartender's choice, and it's insane how many sweet, creamy cocktails we make. We make jokes about it. We have a shirt that says sweet and creamy on it.
Can I have one?
want a shirt. Oh my gosh.
Can I have one?
Absolutely.
One thing I absolutely love about this bar in particular is I have like a lot of ordering anxiety. And so the fact that there's just like something on the menu that says bartender's choice
Yeah.
and I can just tell you my vibe of that night and you're like, I got it. And it's the best cocktail I've ever had. I'm like, okay, I love this
Well,
place.
I feel like, I mean, you're a bartender, you get it, you're a professional, you know bartending more than I do. And I love just kind of like, one, letting you have fun because it's just exciting to like watch that. But also then I don't have to sit here and be like, this is what I think I might want. And like, I can just ask you, like, pick for me. And then I just trust your judgment. And I've never been steered wrong. So
Yeah, here we don't make up anything. We have a Rolodex of about 1,000 cocktails off menu, and they're all tried and true recipes. I've been collecting recipes, for almost 2 decades, just from
Wow.
bars all over New York, in Portland and Seattle to San Francisco to LA.
That's so
And
cool.
yeah, and this bar does make really creative, cool cocktails on the menu. But I think, the star of the show in a lot of ways is the bartender's choice. And I like to think of this bar as kind of like a history book of cocktails,
Oh, I love
not only
that.
modern cocktails, but classics. And, a lot of people have never tried a lot of these drinks. And, my business partner, Adam, is an incredible cocktail maker. This guy uses the most unexpected, interesting, unique ingredients. That's one of his strengths. He is just so smart with ingredients, makes the coolest cocktails. He had a huge hand in
Wow.
building the menu here. I like to make, creative, fun cocktails as well, but it's not something that I'm super inspired by. I'm really inspired by the history, who made it, when it was made, what bar it was made at, what the story is behind it. Because there are so many drinks out there that deserve attention, that deserve love. And it's really cool. One cocktail I always think about is the Better and Better by Jan Warren. It is an old Dutch Kills cocktail. Dutch Kills is a branch of Milk and Honey, opened by Sasha Petrosky
Yeah.
and Richie Baccato. And Jan created this cocktail. It's an old-fashioned variation with mezcal, Smith & Cross Jamaican rum, velvet falernum, stirred on a big rock with a lemon twist. Very simple, but so unique. And the combination of Jamaican rum and mezcal, the smoky mezcal, the velvet falernum gives it amazing spice and layers and sweetness. And it's a drink that anyone can make at any bar, pretty much, as long as they have the ingredients. And most cocktail bars have all those things.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much it's being made on the West Coast, but it's a banger. In my opinion, it's a
I've
modern
never heard of
classic.
it. So like, I'm excited to order that sometime.
Yeah, it's boozy. It's an old fashioned. So it's like, it's in your face in a lot of ways. It's maybe a little rough around the edges, in a good way. But super complex, super layered, and simple and delicious. And I love that in a cocktail. I love a cocktail that's simple but tells a story. And, by story, I mean, like there's the beginning, the middle, and the end. One drink I think of that tells a good story is a Jungle Bird. It's like when you have a Jungle Bird, we like to make it with blackstrap rum, which has this like really cool maple kind of layer to it.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And the Jungle Bird, that was one of the first cocktails that blew my mind when I was a baby bartender. I was like, oh my God.
Do you know who created that?
I could look it up, but
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if there's an actual credit for that.
Yeah.
It's an old tiki cocktail.
Really?
But
Bring us back to our tiki bar days.
for sure. I mean, I could tell you though that the way that we make it is kind of created by a guy named Giuseppe Gonzalez, who made it with blackstrap rum. It's not originally with blackstrap rum, and he shook it on a big rock. And normally you would see it if you go to any tiki bar and you order a Jungle Bird, it's going to be with Jamaican rum and crushed ice. And I think the blackstrap rum is genius, and having it on a big rock is, in my opinion, better. The dilution I think is better that way. less dilution with the Big Rock, and it's concentrated in a lot of ways. It's blackstrap rum, lime, Campari, pineapple, touch of sugar to balance. So that's it. Yeah. It's very good.
That's awesome. Jagger, is there any cocktail that is your favorite right now?
My favorite right now, that's a tough one, especially because I've learned so many cocktails recently.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like choosing your
It can
favorite
also
child.
be like
really
what you
is.
like to drink too, like not just make.
There is a cocktail, it's called a Black Barrel, and it's
Ooh.
rye with a Montanillo sherry, and it's got Angostura bitters and Averna. So it is kind of closer to a Black Manhattan, but with a
Alright.
twist.
Ooh.
So then it's still bitter and still deep and rich and builds as you drink it. But it's made by Mitchell Taylor, and he was a bartender that did a pop-up at our bar. So it's kind of fun to be like, oh, like that man made me a drink, and that's a drink that I get to make for other people.
That is
That's really cool. I like
legendary.
that.
Oh my gosh. Alyssa, what about you? What's your cocktail of choice right now?
I like flip flop. I'm also the same. Like it kind of depends on mood, what I'm doing. Lately I've been really into like having a Devereaux, and I actually had one when I was here, and it was great.
Mm-hmm. Alyssa had a cocktail themed birthday party recently,
It was
and
an
it was
adult
like,
pajama party. So
Yeah.
you had to wear pajamas and bring a cocktail to make and share with everybody.
I created an Alyssa. It's a it's a take on a French 75, but I like Alyssafied it. So like edible glitter, like the pinkest rosé you can find. What else? I got indigo gin, and then obviously mixed with the lemon
You had
the
some
lemon.
syrup that was like from Boston because
Yeah.
my sister lives in Boston. She was like, I know you miss her, so she could still be here through the syrup. Like it was a whole performance.
It was.
It was
So
great.
sweet.
It was,
Great.
but yeah, with the indigo gin mixed with the lemon juice, it turns pink. So it's obviously a take on a French 75,
And
but
it was sparkly.
very sparkly.
Yes.
Very
So
festive.
It was perfect. Yeah. It was very, very much me
I love
Yeah.
that.
in a glass.
Very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say my current favorite drink is the Alyssa. I
I'm
love
honored. I'm
Yeah, I
honored.
love French 75s. I love gin. So that's kind of like what I've been enjoying recently. But definitely more like a red wine drinker anytime.
Yeah, I'm mostly a wine drinker, but I've been really into like whiskey and bourbon lately. So that's kind of been a fun base, or tequila. I usually like to just say, hey, like these are my bases, have fun. Which is why I like it here.
I mean, tequila, agave spirits in general, I think are probably the most requested, spirit. Definitely at this bar, but maybe in Portland. It is so popular. Agave is
Tequila
having
makes
its
people
moment.
fun.
Yeah,
It's-
seriously.
All right. So getting into the questions, you, like you've mentioned, you've spent nearly 2 decades in bars collecting cocktail recipes from coast to coast. So, I mean, tell us a little bit more about your recipes, the moment that you kind of realized that this journey that you've been on for the last 2 decades has kind of brought you to the Too Soon bar.
Yeah, I mean, I started off working at a bar called North Square, formerly C3. It was at the Washington Square Hotel in the West Village. And, I was an actor in New York City for a long time. And,
Really?
What were you in?
You'll just have to look on IMDb.
All right.
We're going to.
Oh God. No, I'm not an actor anymore. The bar is my stage now. But I was working there. I was auditioning and getting really into cocktails and just kind of teaching myself in a lot of ways. It wasn't really a lot of mentorship there. It was just like a job, and I wanted to bartend. And this was in 2010, I guess, 9 or 10. And, the PDTs of the world, the Attaboy, I guess, I'm not sure when Attaboy opened, but, PDT, Mayuel, Little Branch, like all those bars were wildly popular at the time.
Okay.
And I was, I had got the PDT book and was just amazed by it. It blew my mind. And I remember, one of the first cocktails in that book was the number 3 cup. and it was like a Pim's Cup variation with like cognac and ginger beer and orange wedges and mint, and it was so good to me. It blew my mind. And so I'd make that for people at the bar. And, the more people that requested cocktails, I'd pull cocktails from that book and, kind of experiment with it. And, giving somebody a cocktail that they love, you give it to them and they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Instant gratification. So rewarding. And comparing that to acting and auditioning, going in and, doing your audition and then having a blank face,
Yep.
stare back at you, and then, thank you. Have a,
Yeah.
we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And you don't know if that's going to be a good news or a bad
Yeah.
news situation.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah.
Did they like it? And the more I did that, the more I did cocktails, the more I realized that, wow, this is so rewarding. This is my calling.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting a job at Little Branch down the street and Middle Branch, two of Sasha Petrosky's bars, and kind of got a lot of mentorship from him and a woman named Lucinda Sterling, who is an incredible bartender, one of his proteges. She worked at Little Branch for a really long time with Sam Ross. And I got to learn under a lot of really amazing bartenders, Lauren McLaughlin, Josh Perez, all these like, Luis Gill. I mean, these people were just so, just so essential in my growth as a bartender. And, I think, mentorship is key to really like leveling up in a lot of ways. And, it's not necessary. It's not the most important thing. There are plenty of self-taught bartenders, and the internet is different than it was when I was learning.
It's a wealth of knowledge out there on the internet.
Exactly.
Some good, some bad.
Exactly. There's a lot of people that are putting out a lot of information that you can learn from that I didn't necessarily have access to back in the day. But I started working there, and it was incredible. The ICE program was really inspiring to me. The way that they do the ICE at those bars is the same way that we do it here. They cut off big chunks of ice from blocks and shake with them, which there's two reasons for that. Back in the day, it was kind of because they didn't have an ice machine, but for us, it's you could shake a cocktail for a really long time with a big rock. It takes more effort to get it cold and aerated, but you get a more aerated cocktail. You get a frothier cocktail. It's more textured, and it's the best daiquiri or gimlet or whatever espresso martini.
I love an espresso martini.
Me too.
Who doesn't?
Honestly, I don't know why I didn't say that was my cocktail, because I bounce between my Devereaux and an espresso martini at my house.
I will say, I think they've been having a moment for the last few years
for sure.
where they've just like blown
They're
up.
a beautiful way to start your evening.
Yeah, there's always like, oh, what's the cocktail of the year? What's everyone drinking right now? And everyone was like, okay, it's the espresso martini. That's before it was a Spigliato, and I was reading. Yeah, exactly. we were talking about, well, what's the cocktail of this year? Like, well, it's probably still an espresso martini.
I honestly don't think that's going away anytime soon.
I don't think so either.
Not until another TikTok trend happens.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think like how much the internet influences that, because I remember it was Negroni week and I made this beautiful Spagliato variation for my Negroni week menu, and then sure enough, like I sell, a couple of them. They're good. They're great. But nobody was coming in for the Negronis. And then the next week, that blew up. And so
Really?
every
You were
other
ahead
girl
of the
that
trend
came
is
in,
what I heard.
every girl that came in was like, okay, I don't know if I'm going to like it, but can I have one of these? And I'm like, yeah. And if you hate it, I will make you something else. It's okay.
I was one of those girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like the week after, I was like, oh my gosh, it keeps happening.
I did not like that concept.
That seemed to be a trend. Yeah.
Jaggar,
How long have you been bartending?
yeah.
I started bartending when I turned 21. So
Okay.
I'm at a little under 5 years.
Wow.
very cool.
What kind of got you into it?
My first service industry job, I was 15, and I have never left.
I think also
yeah,
same.
I sold my soul very, very early on at a Mexican restaurant, and now I'm in
Mine
it
was
for
Waffle
life.
House.
Yeah,
We don't talk about it, but
we don't talk about Waffle House.
Oh, Waffle House.
But yeah, it was right from that. I was like, okay, this is going to be something that I'm going to do for a really long time. And then
They weren't letting you mix drinks at 15 though, right?
yeah, maybe,
Oh.
but that's not important. It was a small town.
Yeah.
But yeah, once I started bartending at like a lower level, I was like, oh, like bartending with other bartenders that can make cocktails for people just by having a conversation with them and nail it. I think that there's a different route for different people and why they love bartending. I love bartending because I want to give better service. And the more that you know about drinks and the more that you can have a conversation with people, the better service you're going to give. And I think other people love bartending from the creativity, or they love it from making drinks or trying drinks, or not necessarily the service aspect. And I love service. So I'm like, that is why I kind of rolled into it so hard.
Yeah.
And I've been in it ever since.
Yeah, I see so much of how COVID really impacted service. And so it's so refreshing to hear that is something that you like really hold high, and like you want to make sure people are having fun and having a good time, because that's like the part of going out that makes you keep going out.
I mean, it's why people come back, because they remember you. Like there's a lot of places that I like to go because I like the people. And like before we started going, like we were talking about, like I like places like this because, like, as a woman, I feel really safe here because you're interacting with me and I know you're paying attention to me. Like, it's not just like you passed me my drink and you left.
Yeah,
Like,
and if
you
you're
care
paying
about me,
if you're paying attention to me, you're probably paying attention to everybody. So
exactly.
Bartending should not be transactional. Service shouldn't be transactional.
Yeah.
This is a people business. You know, people, like you said, come here to feel comfortable, to feel safe, to feel seen, to feel heard, to have a good time. You know, everyone's looking for something a little different, sometimes people want to be left alone. Sometimes people want to chat. And I remember this one time, this guy comes in, I'll never forget it. And it's just, it really, it's so simple and so kind of silly. But this guy was sitting at the bar and he was looking at his phone. This is not here. This is years ago. And he is just staring at his phone, seemed kind of like in a bad mood. And I, made him his drink. He was like, thanks. He's like, cool. He's like, how's your day going? And he looked up from his phone with wide eyes and a big smile. And he goes, pretty good. How are you? And he just like lit up. I was just it was so incredible. It was so touching to just see that he just needed a little human connection.
Yeah.
And we all do. We like bars have historically been that, it's about community. It's about connecting. It's about sharing ideas in a shared space. And it's pretty neat to have a space that I feel like we're really doing that. Jaggar nailed it on the head. Like our focus isn't cocktails. It's people.
yeah.
I love that.
And when you come here, you guys like put almost like a performance on. Like Nick is on the bar, like with a bubble gun, and there's just bubble machines going and the disco ball. And it's like, you're like, oh, okay, I stepped into a party.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fun. It's a good time.
Yeah. I mean, bars should be fun, right? I mean, I think they should be fun. We want to put on a party every night, and that's
And then send people home with cookies.
and send people home with cookies.
Even like this Tuesday, I gave out 20 cookies on a Tuesday night at 12:45, and it was a party in here. And I was like, I didn't get the memo, but we're here and we love it. And I'm so glad that you're all here. But it's so funny to see like people know that we're going to be here and they show up.
And we're open a little later than a lot of cocktail bars. We stay up until 1 every night. Some
Yeah, because
cocktail
most are like 11.
sometimes.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
On the weekends, some bars will stay up until 2. But yeah, I mean, we're consistently open, Monday through Saturday till 1 o'clock.
Yeah. That was actually like a culture shock I had moving from Nashville to Portland, was the fact that the bars close at 11. And I was like, Okay, I'm used to like 3 a.m. the bars closing. And that's like not a late enough. So we always go to like a separate little after thing that's open 24/7.
Yeah.
So it's
So
like
Waffle House?
Yes. It was Waffle House. It was a huge culture shock coming here. And it's like, so I love when bars are open a little bit later, like 1 p.m. Now in my 30s, 1 p.m. is like the best time.
Yeah, New York bars are open till 4 in the morning. So
Yeah.
that's,
I've been asleep for a very long time. Like that.
I miss it though. I do miss, leaving the bar and
The
the
sun's
sun's
coming
coming up
Yeah.
and, you've been sweating, working your ass off all night and then you go outside and it's cold and it's the city's completely
I
quiet.
mean, it's definitely still
Yeah.
cold outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you see businessmen going to work and
Yeah.
you're like, this is
Good
such a
night.
crossing of paths
Yeah.
I did not expect. Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
There's actually a place in Nashville called Coco's, and it's open 24/7. And the cool thing about Coco's is like at no matter what stage of time, you either have like frat boys or you have the drag queens or you have the like bartenders getting off work, and then you have like the businessmen and stuff. Like it's
I love
just
that.
It's like
depending
an
on
hour,
what
hour
time.
you're there. What
Yeah.
witching hour is it?
Yeah, what hour you have the transformation, and like I don't know, I was one of the burnout kids that was like there all night because that was like a whole other group, and you just watch it all, and it's the most interesting people watching.
Those are the best bars. I think space for everyone,
Yeah.
that's really special.
Yeah,
It's hard to find.
it is.
Our next question is, so your bar is called Too Soon. What is the story behind the name and how does it reflect the vibe and experience that you wanted to create here?
Yeah. Well, Too Soon is a cocktail. It's
I did not know that.
yeah, it's a
Really?
Tell me
cocktail.
more.
Yeah.
Cocktail.
The Too Soon cocktail is created by a guy named Sam Ross. He is responsible for a large amount of modern classics. The penicillin, the paper plane,
Oh my
Gordon's breakfast. He is a OG milk and honey bartender. He owns Attaboy and just opened another bar next door it's a wine bar. I can't remember the name. Spritz bar. Good Guys next door.
Mm.
Too Soon is a split base cocktail, which means that it's equal parts two different spirits, or in this case, it's a spirit and amaro. It's gin and chinar. Chinar is an Italian amaro distilled from artichoke leaves, and then
I did not know that.
fresh lemon, a touch of sugar to balance, and then it's shaken with orange wedges, and it's delightful and wonderful. And when it came to the name, we had a list of names that we really liked. One of them actually got taken by another business that wasn't a bar, and I always wanted to open a bar with this name. I won't say what it was, but Too Soon was on the list, and we went back and forth and just love it. It's cheeky, it's fun, it's flirty, it's silly. It's unexpected. It's curious. It's I don't know. It's silly, and I think this bar is kind of silly. It the vibe has continuously gotten sillier and sillier, and I think that's.
I mean, you have a bubble gun.
We do have a bubble gun,
I feel like that explains it all.
and just like the most ridiculous glasses and ridiculous
Yes.
tiki mugs. Just looking up at the bar right now,
The snail soap.
the snail soap, and that's a credit to our team. This team is the best team I've ever worked with, and everyone has just so many amazing qualities. Jaggar is one of our newest hires, and she just brings such curiosity and energy and love and warmth.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Seth brings such a party. He brings so much energy. He's so funny, and Alex is just so sharp and hilarious, and And, Kareen, brings such like steadiness, and, you can always rely on Kareen. She's just so consistent, such a good bartender. Brendan brings so much wisdom, and he's like a steady ship. You can always count on him.
And he's like a different kind of funny than the rest of the team. And I don't know how to say that in any other way. Like he's like the low silent funny that gets you like later and you're like, you did not just say that. Brendan's awesome.
That is my favorite kind of humor.
me too.
Where you just like think about it later and you're like, oh my God.
Like you are just as silly as the rest of us. Okay.
And
You are hiding behind the mask.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He says some of the funniest things, and you'll be like, wait, it hits you later. Yeah. Like, he's hilarious. Everyone's so funny here. Everyone has such a good sense of humor, and everyone's here to just have a good time, and everyone has the same values, which I think is really important, and we've already talked about it, but it's ultimately like, hey, we want to take care of people. We want to show people a really good time. Everyone is a pro. There's no one here that works here that's like, oh, I'm a in medical school or whatever. Like all been
They're here to bartend.
All been doing it a really long time. Tyler, Alex's husband, is an incredible bartender too. He's an actor, but he's bartends as well. He's one of the most legendary bartenders in this city. And, he brings so much knowledge. He's so funny. He's so, smooth, and he's I can't say enough good things about him. He's just he also built houses.
Wow.
And so he like helps us with all the maintenance behind the bar. Like he installed 2 sinks the other day, and it's just like, oh my God, this guy, I'm so grateful to be surrounded by so many individuals with so many unique talents. I just feel so lucky. And then, of course, Adam, too, bartends here. And, he's just a wealth of knowledge. He's taught me so many great things. And, yeah, I just feel very, very lucky and grateful to be surrounded by such amazing people.
I can feel the, like, pride. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like you have a
We even see it on your
community here.
face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been around so many incredible bartenders, and to find it here in Portland is just so special, because this is home.
We've talked about this on the podcast so many times, but Portland is just such this special place of just community. And that's like why we love showing the amazing places and people that are here. Because like a couple weeks ago, we interviewed Marcoon Dugali, who owns Ink Bus. He gave us tattoos. And it's just like he said the same thing. Like if it wasn't for the people and the opportunities that are in Portland, like it wouldn't be a thriving business. And so it's just, they really like rely on other business owners to kind of create this community.
But I think that it goes to show, I mean, it sounds like you came from a small town. I don't know if that's in Oregon, but like we're all not from Oregon originally. Like we came here and we stayed here because we liked it here. And I think that there's just, that goes not just for business, it's kind of everywhere, that it pulls you in because it feels like home.
And we like to lift up small businesses too. There's a couple ways that we do that. On the back of our menu, we have a Where to Next section. I don't know if you've seen that, but it lists, our favorite bars and our favorite restaurants, dive bars, restaurants, dance clubs, and cocktail bars.
I like it.
And we're expanding on that. And then we do a lot of pop-ups too, which is really cool. We do we host a lot of like up and coming businesses that don't necessarily have a brick and mortar space.
Oh.
And I think we've done 10 now since we've opened in the last year. Malpractice is the most recent one to have its own brick and mortar space. They just opened not too long ago, so definitely check out Malpractice.
Yeah.
And we have a couple coming up. We've several coming up. in a couple weeks. Rhinestone is going to be at the end of the month, and that's created by a guy named Trevor Thorpe, and they're doing like a, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's like a Vegas kind of vibe.
Vegas cowgirl.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, that sounds
It
really
looks
fun.
good.
Will there be
Rhinestone
a
cowgirl.
boy?
Yeah.
Like a
Emily, you
boy?
can wear your hat.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
It'll be really fun. I think it's going to be on a Sunday. It's really good food
I have-
too.
Okay.
That's going to be on February 23rd. So definitely come to Too Soon for the
Okay.
Rhinestone pop-up.
I have this bedazzled rhinestone cowboy hat. And one time I came to Too Soon right after a monster truck rally.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I wore the hat.
Yeah, you wore the hat. So I've been in debt to you. I need to make you a hat. So how about I bring you that hat
I would
on
love
that
that.
day? Yeah. Okay, I
I'll
will
be
make
there.
you a rhinestone hat. All right. So you have a lot of hats. You know, you own this bar, you're a bartender, you're here all the time. Like every single time I've come here, you're here. And so like how do you kind of balance like being involved in the day-to-day and also like being the owner, being the part of the party that makes it so fun to
But
be
also
here?
having a life
Yeah.
outside of work.
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really hard. We've just entered year 2. Fortunately, I really love bartending. I live to bartend. I wake up and I'm excited to come here. I've always felt that way at every bar I've worked at. I wake up with a smile on my face when I get to go to work. And sometimes it feels sad when I don't get to. I love to bartend. I love to connect with people. I love to work with people. I've worked a few bars where I had to work solo, and it was way less fun. I love bartending with a partner. You feed off of each other's energy, and it's really fun to do that with someone that's different than you. Like Jaggar and I bartend together on Wednesdays, and she's significantly younger than me, and we just have.
Nick, I thought you were 21.
We
well,
talked
that's what
about
I
how you
mean.
turned 21.
So she's
Recently.
4 years older than me.
Huge age gap.
Yeah, huge age gap. And but we still have we've created this great chemistry when we work together and have a really good time, and everyone feels that way.
People will come in and they're like, "Oh my God, it's Nick Jaggar tonight! Yay!" And it's so fun.
Well,
But
you
you
have to
should.
have chemistry because this is a tiny space that
Mhm.
you're in. Like
Yeah.
you have to be able to work cohesively together because there's really not very much room if
Yeah.
if you need space.
And that was intentional too, to do that. I like small bars. I like to have a small, obviously you have to create a little bit more space
yeah.
in front of the bar, but it was intentional to have kind of a smaller space. You have to be able to open the cabinets and the fridges, but
Yeah.
other than that, you still need a small space. But to answer your question, it's very hard. It's a struggle to balance my life and outside of this bar and, the ownership duties and also just the bar manager duties. And then I also cut all the ice for the bar, which is
Wow.
a
You use
full-time
a
job.
saw?
I do. I use a bandsaw.
That's really cool.
So we have a Klein Bell. It's a machine, an ice machine that makes like blocks of ice for ice sculptures, and they're located out in Denver. But they make a Klein Bell unit that is specifically for small bars, and it makes 4 25-pound blocks of ice every 24 hours. And
That's so cool.
what we do is we take that out and cut them up. And so each block, we cut 2x3s for our like old fashions, and that I get about 47 big rocks per block. And then we cut Colin spears, and I get 56 Colin spears per block. And then we also cut our shaking ice, which is 2x2s. And so those are a little bit smaller, and I get like 60 out of those. And then, and so that's a full-time job in itself.
Yeah.
Luckily I love it. And I'm learning to delegate more and more. I've been the only person cutting ice the whole year. I'm
Tired of cutting ice?
I'm not tired of cutting ice. I
Oh,
love
okay.
it. It's very fun. It's
I
very,
mean, you get to play with a saw.
it's therapeutic. It's very dangerous.
It's very scary.
It's very scary. Jagger's about to learn to cut ice.
Good luck.
This week.
I hope you
Yeah.
keep all your fingers and toes.
Yep. And then, I just started teaching Seth how to cut ice, and it's that'll be a huge relief on my time. But, I love it. I love this bar. I live for this bar. It brings me so much joy. But I also do have a life outside of it, and it's hard to balance it. It's hard. It's hard on the people in my life, and it's my friendships have suffered a little bit because of opening this place. I see my friends a lot less. I mean, they understand and they love me, and I love them, but I see them a lot less. And they come in and support the bar, but it doesn't feel the same because I'm at work.
Yeah, you're not
And-
able to chit chat. You're not able to just
Sit down and
step
have a drink
away.
with
yeah, we can talk, but there's just a difference between I'm on, I'm working, I'm talking to everybody, I'm making drinks, I'm not to say like I'm a different person outside of this bar, but there is so in acting school, one of my acting teachers talked about when you're in character, when you create a character, the character has to be part of you. It has to be, you have to bring yourself to the level of the character, not bring the character down to you. And ultimately what that means is it needs to, you have to be genuine and bring a lot of yourself to it. And it's the same thing with bartending. You have to, you're not putting on a mask. You're not putting on something. You're bringing your parts of yourself out more. And it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy to do that. And it can be very exhausting after, a day of work, because you put so much love out there, and, you have to be careful to, treat yourself and take care of yourself afterwards.
Yeah.
It takes some practice, but getting a massage is helpful, and trying to sleep as much as possible, and eating well, and I don't know,
Comfy shoes.
just taking care of yourself is really important.
Yeah. Massages are like a must have for my life. Like at once a month, I have to make that time. You have to carve it out.
Yes.
Jagger, do you have any like kind of tips for managing your like life work balance?
I think it's really important to put up boundaries like with yourself and with like not, like on my days off, I have to like my friends are always like, okay, like it's your day, like let's go out, let's do something, let's go get drinks. And I'm like, I am personality level 0 right now. I'm gonna go sit at home in silence by myself for 24
Recharge.
hours. And then maybe I can try again tomorrow, but probably not. But probably not. And I think all my friends understand. They're like, when I'm on, I'm on. And then when I'm at home, I'm like, oh, I'm done. I'm
Don't talk
good.
to me.
Yeah, I'm good. I love you guys, but I'm good.
Yeah, boundaries are really important. I'm trying to learn how to set them a little bit more, but it's very hard to do that because, if I get a phone call that's like, hey, we need this, I can't help but respond to it. And,
I feel like I'm the same way. Like, I don't own my own business. I mean, like, we do this, but like, even with like work, like if someone asks me for something, like I right away, like I jump on it because I just like to help people.
yeah.
So like if someone asks me for something, like I can't say no. Like
Yeah.
I'm really bad at saying no. And like the other day, like my partner was literally like, Alyssa, you have to start saying no to stuff.
Yeah.
Because I came home and I was like, I'm so overwhelmed and I was crying. And he was like, you need to just say no to people. I was like, I hear you, but like I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like good to hear other people be like, okay, like this is what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's doesn't come naturally to me, but I'm practicing it more.
I'm with you. We're in this together.
Yeah.
Our next question is, what is the most fun or memorable interaction that you've had with a guest here at Too Soon?
Even last week, we had this party of 8 come in, and they all came in with these different light up headbands that were animal shaped. They were
That's awesome.
unicorns and cats and bunnies and all these different light up headbands. And then there was another birthday party that was right next to it. So they gave them all headbands, and then they gave all the bartenders headbands. And then the whole bar was disco ball, headband, bubble gunning. And then all the tables had bubble guns. And they're ordering tiki drinks. So they're all getting different bunny ceramics. And so I'm like, here's a bunny, here's a cat. And I'm trying to match them to the headbands. And then, it was just very chaotic, crazy energy in here.
That's amazing.
And I loved it. And it was perfect. And I was by the end of it, I was like, why is this the epitome of Too Soon? This is it.
That is so awesome.
It was awesome.
That's
It
incredible.
was really fun.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Why didn't I have my birthday here? I am having so many questions about my choices right now.
I don't know.
I mean,
The
we gotta
demo
wait
party
another
sounded
year.
great,
Yeah,
but-
next year. Let's do it.
Next year.
Yeah.
Other-
What about you?
I mean, there's so many. It's hard to choose. Last night it was just so special. Some regulars of mine from Teardrop, 7 years ago, came in. They were like, "Do you remember us?" I was like, "Yes, of course." They had just had 2 kids, and they hadn't been going out very much, and they moved to Camas.
Camas.
And they were like, I'm so happy, we're so happy that you opened your bar. I remember when you were going to call it Fancy Free. And that was another name, but that's not the one that was, taken. But it was so cool to it's so special to touch people in a way that it just,
It's
we're a people
lasting.
business. It's lasting, and to make these special connections is so meaningful to me. And they came in and had a great time, and it's just so wonderful to be able to share this with other people. I mean, when you came in, with the rhinestone hat, that was so fun. I just love giving people the bubble gun at the table, and they're just having a blast. And anytime that we can just show people a good time and help them forget about the outside world for a little bit and have a little bit of relief from that, can have any help facilitate that is really special to me.
I love that. I love making friends at bars. I love just talking to people and commenting on what they're wearing or what they're drinking and just making a friend at a bar.
Yeah.
That's just really fun to me.
It's awesome watching people make connections at the bar from the other side.
I bet.
We do a meeting mutual event where it's kind of a singles event where people come in and
Okay,
try to
I
meet
need to
people.
go to this.
It's from my side of the bar. It is so much fun.
Yeah.
I have never had more fun just watching people interact in such a wholesome way. It's this is awesome to be a part of.
Yeah, meeting mutuals is really, really fun. It's owned by another person that runs it, and they have a really good thing going. They set it up where you come in and you can have a sticker that says what you're interested in, whether it's romantic connection or just friends. And
That's really fun.
it's really fun. And she does it all over town. Definitely follow Meeting Mutuals on Instagram. It's really
I'll
special.
go with you. I'll make friends and we'll find you the new love of your life. So
And the events are packed. They do such a good job. It's really, really good. But to add on to that, I think this bar is great for solo people. People come in by themselves, and it's great to just be able to sit here and meet new people. That was kind of always my vision, was to create a space that you could connect with people. We have this standing rail right here where you can stand. I know Portland doesn't love to stand. We're trying to
Break that.
trying to break that a little bit.
Which you would figure with how many runners we have that they would be okay standing,
Yeah.
but I guess not.
And some people don't mind it.
it's hard to drink and stand, okay?
I'm
I'm just kidding.
And I get it. Some people just want to sit down. I totally understand that. I like the idea of creating a space where people can, safely connect. And, we are very fortunate to have a space where we don't get a lot of like, gross people like hitting like in a gross way. It seems very like wholesome, like
Consensual.
you said. Yeah, it's very
I
consensual.
felt very, very safe and comfortable here. Like we walked in and I was like, I could be here every day. Like I feel good here.
Me too.
I mean, good thing because you are here every day.
As we're both here on a Sunday.
And they're closed today.
I mean, it seems like there's so many rewarding parts of just having the community, having a fun time. But I mean, what is kind of one of the biggest challenges and how you're overcoming that with having this bar? Because I'm sure it's not all
Sunshine
party
rainbows.
and sunshine, but
Bubble
like
guns, unicorn hats.
90%.
Well, I mean, there's the realities of running a business, which are, opening a new business. We, took on debt, used some of our own money. So paying back all of that, managing, paying back debt is a challenge, but we're doing it. We've been paying back our debt pretty aggressively. So should paid off in the next year or so, which is
Good
really
for you.
cool.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But time management, I think is something that I'm learning, to delegate, work and to just manage my time to balance my life is challenging, I guess. I love being here though, and so it's hard to rip me away.
Yeah.
I have an incredible business partner, Adam Robinson, who owns another bar called Deadshot. Shout out Deadshot. Follow Deadshot on Instagram. They are an incredible cocktail bar on Southeast 11th and Grant. If you haven't been, please go. It's incredible. Adam is the perfect partner for me. He has a lot of strengths that I just don't have, and has run a bar and knew how to do it. He made the process so much easier for us because he knew, what kind of accountant we needed, what kind of permitting we needed, who to hire for the kitchen, what are the regulations for that. Getting a liquor license was seamless because he knew exactly how to do it. A lot of that stuff, I'm just very fortunate that I didn't have to figure out on my own.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so I've been very lucky to have him. He's been just a dream come true. But I think that was, I think just managing my time, managing the money is a new thing for me. This is a new business. So I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job.
Absolutely.
Of all of those things. And I'm learning every day. We're coming up with all these new expenses because we're buying the weirdest things. We have these bubble wands that we're buying. Yesterday there was talk of
Like
having
these
those
bubble
bubble
wands or bigger
wands.
ones?
No, those. And then
Guns keep getting
the
bigger.
guns keep getting bigger.
It's like bubble bazookas are happening now.
There was talk yesterday of a party caddy on every table. So we have like a caddy with like bubble wands and cookies and like a little, I don't know. I'm not sure.
So my idea, you were talking about that dog one, is that you get more of those, and then party caddy, you have cookies in there because it's like the dog's food. There you go.
I love it.
Snacks, table.
Yeah, nuts
Everyone
or something.
wins.
It'd be
Yeah,
really
It's like
funny.
a little, oh my gosh, we filled them with popcorn.
Yeah.
We filled the ceramics with popcorn for
Okay.
every
Yeah.
table.
Yes.
And we stuffed them with bubble.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I have
Are we
I have a
brainstorming?
I love it.
deep love for popcorn, and I strongly feel that more places should offer popcorn as options.
Yeah.
Different flavors of
Totally agree.
popcorn.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. It's an easy snack.
Yeah.
Love
We're-
popcorn.
Just make it in the microwave.
We were just talking about that. We were talking about bringing popcorn into the bar.
Yes.
So-
Popcorn
Please.
machine.
I'm a big fan of caramel corn.
See, I was just saying that too.
12 out of 10. Love.
Love caramel
Yeah.
corn. It's so good.
Yeah. Fun.
TBD on popcorn, but
I
more
will-
than likely.
I will be your biggest patron if you bring popcorn.
Emily
here.
will live here if you do that.
It's just I love it. It's just I don't know. If I could have popcorn as a side, like instead of fries or
Yeah.
something, I would.
Emily's like, I want the variety pack on a plate.
What are your feelings on cheddar?
I like cheddar, but I don't like when it like is too sticky on your
Yeah,
hands.
Totally.
So that you actually like, I don't know. I had a coworker one time teach me that you eat things like that with chopsticks.
Mm,
And so it's just like you don't get your fingers sticky.
it's genius.
That's actually really
Yeah.
smart. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously butter is like number one. It's the OG, but like kettle is pretty good. I like to do a variety of different spices. Like Trader Joe's makes this Greek goddess seasoning. And if you put that on popcorn, it's chef's kiss.
We were talking about doing. So we have a cocktail called the House Special, which is like a Thai curry milk punch. And
I love a milk punch.
Yes, it's
So good.
It's incredible. I think it's probably one of the best cocktails I've ever made. And we were talking about doing like a house special seasoning on maybe the fries or the popcorn, something like that. So that'd be kind of cool.
I
House
love
special
that.
popcorn.
If you need taste testers, we are available.
Okay, I'll
I will drop everything.
I'll have my people reach out to your people.
Okay,
Right.
amazing.
It's just Nick and I DMing each other.
Popcorn
It's
meetings.
an inferno meeting. But speaking of your house special, you have the spices. So there's the curry space gin, artichoke salt rims, like all kinds of things for your
Yeah.
cocktails. Where do you find the inspiration to use such bold flavors in cocktails, and what's your process for creating something new?
Well, honestly, it's just like what
What sounds good?
what a lot of it's culinary inspired by food that I'm eating. I love savory cocktails. Adam and I both love savory cocktails. The house special is kind of a funny story. My wife was really obsessed and still is eating curry, and she was like, "Babe, you gotta make a curry cocktail." I was like, "Okay, what should I put in it?" And she told me the exact ingredients, and I did that. And then I asked her what I should name it, and she was like, "Well, when you go in, on the sign it has the house special. That's what you name it."
Oh, I
And
love
so
that.
I just executed it, and that was it. So she
gets the credit.
She gets the credit. Yeah.
She sounds
Okay.
genius.
Yeah, she is. She is genius. But ultimately, I really like savory cocktails. I like things that also bring out like childlike wonder. I love things that remind you of moments in life. That's really cool. Like things that remind you of, I don't know, like we have this biscotti liqueur that's really cool. It reminds me of like the biscotti on an airplane. I love those biscotti cookies. So we have a biscotti eggnog, and then we serve a little biscotti cookie on top. Really good.
There's actually a local coffee shop called Presto Coffee that is having a full biscotti moment right now.
That's funny. I
Yeah.
love biscotti.
They make
How
like a
can you not?
mascarpone, like cold foam, and they're
Yeah.
putting biscotti in it, and it's so interesting. So it's funny, like I feel like that's having a moment.
I think also just being excited about certain ingredients.
What is everything that's like in front of you?
These are all bitters.
Okay, but
Mm.
there's ones with like the little.
Spray
Sprays.
bottles.
Yeah, these
Yeah.
are atomizers. This is rose water, and then this is absinthe. So we
Okay.
use those to spray on top of cocktails. But yeah, what I was saying was like, a lot of the times the ingredients that you're using will kind of lead you to other things like the right now, for instance, one of our cocktails, which is a variation on the Too Soon, has chinar in it, which is an artichoke amaro, and that was our inspiration for putting artichoke salt on it. It's it's kind of like a tequila sour kind of cocktail. It's vegetal, it has cucumber in it, and I love salt. I love flavored salts, and Adam and I were just brainstorming. We're like, well, what if we dehydrated artichoke hearts and then blended it with salt?
That's so cool.
And so
I feel
yeah.
like that would be really good to cook with too.
Oh yeah.
Put it on like a steak and grill it.
Yeah, it would be so good.
It was so delicious. My mouth just started watering.
Mm.
I'm not even gonna lie.
I love artichokes, and that reminds me of being a kid. My mom would make boil artichokes or steam artichokes, boil them, steam them, both, and then we would dip it in butter, and so
good stuff.
good. So yeah,
And it's a good family food because you can like share it,
Yeah.
eat together. Like
Yeah.
it's a good like we're all
Shareable.
here enjoying having a moment.
So yeah, it captures your imagination in a lot of ways, which is kind of our goal.
Yeah. I know we've been talking about a lot about the cocktails, but your food is also incredible here.
Really good. Oh my gosh, the beignets last time we were here. Oh my gosh.
They're like
I have
filled with
dreams
like
about them.
apple, right?
Yeah, apple and
Oh,
cheese. Yeah,
so
they're
good.
they're not traditional beignets. They're crispy on the outside and
They're so
like
good.
gooey on the inside, and
So
just
good.
warm and delicious with caramel sauce and powdered sugar, and so
Highly
good.
recommend.
Yes,
Highly recommend.
very good. Yeah, I mean our inspiration for that, our motives behind the food program were, and give this credit to Adam. He was like, I want our food program to be a place where people can come and have a good meal after 11 o'clock. And so that's what we're doing. It's bar food. It's elevated bar food.
Definitely
but
elevated.
it's not. It's something that you can get outside of a dive bar after 11 p.m. And we have a lot of great dive bars in the neighborhood that serve great food, but they're still dive bar food. It's still dive bar food, and so here
It's not
you
just
can,
like a burger and fries.
right. Yeah, you can come here and get crudo. You can come here and get mushroom fritters. You can get a pork sandwich. You can get those beignets. You can get a good salad here. We have beet salad, squash salad, a lot of vegetarian options. Stuff outside of fries. We also do fries. Yeah, we are a French fry factory.
Well, we've talked a lot about making cocktails. Do you mind if we make one with you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna make our namesake cocktail, Too Soon, created by Sam Ross and Milk and Honey. Yeah, we'll get started.
Woo!
Gosh. So
I don't think I could ever be a bartender. I can't do stuff like that.
So yeah, you got some lemon juice in there, 3/4 ounce of lemon juice, half an ounce of simple syrup, a little bit of chinar, which is an artichoke amaro.
Ooh.
Really nice. Italian. We use a London dry gin in this. Beefeater, which we really like. They've been around a very long time. We're doing it right. And then we'll throw some orange wedges in there. And normally you would muddle it, but in our case you don't really need to muddle it because we shake with a big rock. You can reach into that freezer on the far left. It slides.
Oh.
No.
Don't slide, just push it.
There you go. There's a piece of ice cream.
Ooh.
Can you grab it for me?
Yeah.
Large ice.
He cut this himself, guys. Remember that.
So we'll just shake with this big piece of ice and get started. And with this, we're going to shake for a very long time because it's going to take a long time to get the dilution and the temperature.
Your arms ever get tired of doing that?
Oh yeah.
It's always on day here.
Well, friends don't let friends forget my day either.
That's scary too. Are you gonna start doing squats now?
I'll be
hard. Bartending is definitely a workout.
How do you know when it's like done?
It's intuition in a lot of ways. It's just doing it for a really long time. I'm gonna grab a glass real quick. Yeah, I mean, different spirits take on pollution at different rates depending on the proof. And so it's a lot of experience, it's a lot of trial and error. But you can also feel the tin, so feel the tin. You want to do it before it gets completely frosted over, you know, but it's still cold. And if you look in there, you can see it's very frothy.
Very nice.
Which is nice. And we'll just
So pretty.
It's like the most beautiful like caramel color. I love it.
yeah. And sometimes we like to give it a little orange wedge here. Too soon.
It's so pretty.
Too soon. Too soon. Okay, it's never too soon.
To keep
It's
saying
never too
soon.
soon for too soon.
Oh
You
man.
wanna try it?
I do actually.
Here, I'll
Yeah, I'm not good at multitasking.
stand and drink it.
I
What does it
I
smell
told you
like?
people don't know how to stand and drink.
What does it smell like?
It smells orangey and like with spice.
Mmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's super frothy. So shake up a big rock.
Oh, that's good.
It's nice. It's really a nice afternoon cocktail too.
Oh my god. I
Mhm.
love it.
Really tasty. A little bit bitter, herbal,
Yeah.
fruity, refreshing, not too sweet.
To make a candle out of this.
Too soon candle would be.
That's pretty cool.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
I love it. It's-
Highly recommend.
I love like the orange citrus. It has just like the aftertaste that is a little bitter, but for the most part, it's just an easy drinker.
Yeah, orange and bitter go really well together.
Very complimentary.
Yeah, for sure.
I like it.
Awesome.
You're up.
Let's
Cheers.
do it. All right. We're now here with the legendary Jaggar. So, what cocktail are you making for us today?
So we're going to make a last rites. So this is a classic tiki cocktail from the 1950s. This is one of our menu cocktails that people really enjoy because it comes in one of our house tiki molds. They're special. So you get a surprise every time. We thrift all of our mugs in-house, so they're all unique and they all come from grandma's houses. And they're beautiful and pretty.
What's your favorite?
Today we're going to use Jessica. She is everybody's favorite. She's a staple in the bar. She's got a hat.
She's perfect.
She's just perfect. So, passion fruit.
We picked out some others we love.
So yeah, so what's gone in here so
So
far?
we've got aged cachaça, lime, passion fruit, falernum, and then we'll throw a touch of cane in there to balance it out.
I'm so mesmerized. Like, how do you remember all of this?
I cheat a lot. I cheat and look at recipes a lot, but all of the menu cocktails I've got down. So shake this up just a little bit. Stir right on in. looking good. Oh. And then we are big fans of bank straw here.
Me too.
Purple's my favorite color.
And we are gonna grate some cinnamon on top. After I add my pineapple wedge.
What does the cinnamon do?
Aromatics, and it makes it taste better. And it kind of rounds out all the flavors and kind of hits it more on a tiki level. And then we're gonna add the most important part, which is baking soda. There we go.
Oh, perfect.
So cute.
Take me to the Caribbean right now. This is perfection.
I love her.
All right, taste test. Oh, so good. I've definitely had this one before.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good.
I love the cinnamon. It definitely adds to the like aromatics and like just the flavor profile. Oh.
It's
And then
just
when
so
you-
cute.
And then when you eat the pineapple chunk, you've got a little bit of cinnamon on the pineapple too. So it's a little snack on top.
I'm all for snacks on my drinks. That's why I'm telling you that. Need snacks in that one.
This guy is one of my favorites.
So cute. It's full warm dog.
Do they all have names?
They no, most of them do. This is Mother Goose. We've got a Matilda, we've got an Eloise, we've got a little D. So a couple of them have names, not all of them. This is Jessica. She's the most well known of all of our mugs.
How do you know which mug to pick for someone? How do you decide that?
Well, some people you can tell when they sit down. They're like, if you're on a date, I'm gonna pick like a crazy fun mug. If you're kind of like a boy's boy, sometimes I'll bring out my dump truck mug. You know, depending.
I like it.
You know, like you kind of just gotta talk to a person. I had a lady one time. She was like, I want you to read me and pick me a mug. I picked up the bowl of cabbage and filled her drink with that. And she was like, I don't know what this means. And I was like, just take it however you want. This is all yours. It was
Open for interpretation.
yeah, it depends on the person, you know. You just kind of gotta, once you've kind of done the tiki or the bartender's choice questions, you get to know a lot about a person. And you're like, okay, this is, you scream Jessica to me. This is gonna be perfect.
So if you had to pick a mug for Alyssa and I, what mug would you pick?
Okay, I was thinking about this one for you.
For me?
Yes, I think this one is for you.
Get out.
She's perfect.
Literally, she's perfect.
She's perfect.
I'm low key wanting to get a cat exactly like this.
See, I was like, I don't know why this it is. And then let me. I would have to sneak around and pick them up for you. I'm so
Okay,
sorry.
let's
We'll
sneak around. We'll shuffle.
You're really fun to talk to, so I would totally cowboy with you. And get
I'm
you
honestly honored.
like a little disco ball on top and a bendy straw.
Yeehaw.
Yeah, it's
Stop.
It's gonna be good.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
nicest
think
thing
it's
anyone said to me.
I would definitely cowboy with you. for
Okay,
sure.
next time I come in, I want the cowboy boot.
That's yours now.
Yes.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. I mean, guys, you gotta come here. The drinks are incredible. The food's even more amazing than anything you're ever gonna get at any bar around here. So, come.
Yeah, come hang out. Because it's really fun. They're not even open and we're having fun.
Can I do the bubble gun?
Yeah, is that nice? If you want to. She's got
We
me.
can add this in for B-roll. Alright.
Good shower me with it.
Yeah.
I'm covered in bubbles now.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Oh my god. There's so many bubbles. I was like, wow, I didn't think I did that many bubbles.
Look, it just keeps coming.
Right now.
Make it ready. Yes, Jessica. I just honestly love that her name is Jessica. I don't think why Jessica.
I mean, this is another one of my favorites. This is one of my contributions. This is Eloise.
Oh, that's a good
Such
name.
a drink out of her.
Beautiful.
You have to put a straw in the legs. Just so stupid. I love it.
Where did you find Eloise?
On offer up, I had to like text the lady and I was like, okay, hear me out. Would I be able to drink out of it if I tried really hard? And she was like, yes. And I was like, sold, I'll buy it.
I truly did not know that there was this many like unique mugs in the world.
Like I thought that there was only Jessica, like, because she came out and I was like, okay, like they're just playing a joke on us. Like I don't know. And then later there was like a conversation about how there was a whole bunch, and I was like, I don't understand. And then the conversation went to, there's another back room of more, and I was like, I don't understand. So, like, who makes these?
Yeah, not too soon. It's just completely filled with reject tiki mugs.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sometimes you gotta pull them out though.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes it's necessary.
There's a certain person that you're like, oh, I'm gonna have to go get the cat couch mug for you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Get out. Get the cat couch mug.
Oh yeah. It's a teapot.
It's a teapot, and so it's hard to fill with ice, but she's solid. There's Humpty Dumpty back there too.
Humpty Dumpty.
I think Humpty Dumpty needs to live out here.
Yeah.
She needs a permanent home.
I broke the dog. The really beautiful dog.
I heard.
How
Yeah.
dare you?
That was like one of the most expensive ones too.
I was shaking a cocktail and I just it was like we bought it that day too.
You thought it was brand new.
Embarrassed. Oh.
You know, at least you can't fire yourself.
Why did you get fired from your own bar?
I
broke a mug.
I broke the expensive mug. I was
Well,
afraid it was there.
If you got fired for breaking a mug, I think everyone would be fired.
I haven't broken a mug yet.
You haven't?
I have not broken a mug yet. I've dropped other many things, but no mugs.
This one's really weird too. It's not a mug, but I think this is like astronaut probably. It's so weird.
It reminds me of something from like Lion King.
Yeah,
Like the
Oh my gosh, at the end when the vultures are, they're like singing. Oh no, I'm thinking of Jungle Book. Jungle Book. Where the vultures are like, I like it. It has a lot of personality here. Like it's just fun.
and like you can tell like every single aspect of the bar, like even from the tile on the back to the wallpaper to the lighting, every single detail was thought through.
Yeah, we just wanted to create a space that was really unique and interesting to look at, like a place where you kind of just have a lot to see. You go to a bar, it's really fun to have like a striking back bar where you can just kind of, like, if you're alone, you have something engaging to look at. So it's really fun to do that. Do the disco ball, it's really fun. Yeah, it just keeps it lively, feels active.
Ready?
Yes.
All right.
She's so cute. Look at her little bonnet.
She's so cute. I love her.
I do.
Don't drink me.
It's okay. We'll just give you a new one after. Don't worry.
All right. So I grilled you a lot about the cookies. So where did the idea of the cookies come from? And then how did guests react when
More cookie questions.
One, I really love cookies. Two, I am a big believer in letting guests gently go into the night. We don't turn up the lights on people. We don't turn off the music on people. We don't kick people out. We let them go gently. And a cookie is a warm chocolate chip cookie is a really good way to send people off. It's like a warm hug, It's
So cute.
sweet and nice, and it fits with what we do here. But I got the idea from a bar in New York. There's a bar called Employees Only that sends people off with warm or chicken noodle soup at the end of the night.
Oh.
That's at 3:30, so a little bit later than we do because bars close at 4 in New York. So I thought that was always a really cool thing. It's like, hey, this is a gift from us. Thank you so much for coming. It's time to go home.
Yeah.
And so that's always really nice for us. We we do it a little bit different than they do because they kind of do it after last call. It's like people are still hanging out, and
They're
then
like,
it's
okay,
like,
here's your soup. Now go home.
yeah,
And eat your
exactly.
soup.
Eat your soup, go home. Here it's kind of we send out the cookies at 12:45, and then we do last call. So it's like, hey, here's a cookie. Thank you so much for coming. If you'd like one more drink, now's the time to order it.
Yeah.
I like it.
And it's nice to like be able to like hit everyone at the bar at the end of the night where it's like, okay, like if there are people on this side of the bar and I'm on the other side of the bar, I kind of don't get to talk to everyone sometimes. So being able to like see and interact with every person in the bar at the end of the night is really fun. And be like, hey, I have a plate full of cookies. Do you want one? And they're like, yeah.
Will you be my friend for a cookie?
They lose their minds
Yeah.
at least 50% of the time. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad that I get to do this for you. Here you go. Take a cookie.
It's just so fun to see like how much you guys love interacting with the people here. Like it's just like a really special thing. And I feel like especially like, you know, we went through a pandemic where there was very minimal social interaction. Like it's just really nice to see that like it's not been fully lost and like there's still people out there trying to like keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all about hospitality and just making people feel good, and we love to connect with humans. It's a human business, and yeah, just making people feel special feels really good to us.
I love that. I do have a question was not on here, but what is your favorite type of cookie? Is it actually chocolate chip cookie?
Chocolate chip for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, with some salt.
I'm peanut butter cookie.
Okay.
Yeah, I love peanut butter.
Yeah, I love cookies. I may or may not have ordered $60 worth of cookies the other day, but we're not going to talk about that.
From where?
Insomnia.
Insomnia is great. So
Yeah.
that's I don't know if it's New York based, but
It is.
okay, yeah. So when I was bartending, it was an Insomnia cookie right down the street from us.
So that's where you would walk to right after work?
No, before work, I would go in, and I was a regular there, and they would just give me so many free cookies. And I'd bring them to work and eat way too many and feel way too sick.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're
absolutely.
huge too.
Massive.
Yeah.
And then, like, you can even get them with ice cream. So they're like ice cream sandwiches, but massive cookies.
I mean,
Not as huge as crumble cookies. I
Not
feel
a
like
bad
crumble
Yeah.
is
gig.
just like too
Those are, like,
large.
cakey.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's
Those are
like
bigger than
that's
my
a whole
face.
moment. But Insomnia, it's just the perfect cookie.
And we will do special cookies every once in a while, but generally speaking, it's got to be chocolate chip. But we've done some fun pop-ups. We did a Roku gin pop-up for a week. It was a week-long event where we highlighted, you know, the botanicals in Roku gin. And we did a cherry blossom cookies, which was really
Whoa.
cool. And we did a Drambuie event where we did Drambuie cookies.
how were they?
Ooh,
So good. Yeah, Drambuie has like some nice like
my time. That
honey
sounds good.
and anise
Dang.
kind of flavor to it, and those were really good too. And you know, more to come, but we're, you know, the normal is going to be chocolate chip.
Okay.
And
I
we-
love a good chocolate chip cookie.
We did
Yeah.
Christmas peppermint cookies.
Yes.
Those turned out
Ooh.
really good. And the bar smelled
Oh
amazing.
my gosh.
So
those are
do you
so
make
good.
all the cookies?
I don't personally
don't.
make them,
Oh.
but our chef does.
I love that.
Yeah.
I have a
I'm gonna have to stay up
2-day
late.
I have a 2-day cookie recipe. It's just like it's a labor of love recipe. I have like normal recipes that I can just whoop up really quick, and then I have labor of love recipes, and that's one of them. But when I bring you the hat, I will bring you the 2-day cookies.
Hell yeah. Very excited for that.
They're a chocolate chip cookie, but like it's not normal chocolate chips. Like I actually take chocolate bars and I like dice them up.
Ooh.
There's sea salt on top. It's like
Yum.
molten sea salt. It's really good.
Yeah.
Brown butter.
We'll make sure that you're here too. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Wednesdays. We're here on Wednesdays together.
Yeah, Nick Jaggar Wednesdays.
Nick Jagger Wednesday.
Mhm. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay. How has the Portland bar scene embraced too soon, and how do you see it evolving in the future?
Well, I think the reception has been very strong. I think, you know, a lot of people see that the way that we interact with guests, the way that we approach service has been received really well. I think, we, like I said, approach it with making people feel special in mind, hospitality first, making people feel comfortable and safe and loved. And when people see that we're having a good time, it allows them some space to also have a good time, because we all really love it here and we love working with each other. And this is a bartender's bar. Working behind this bar is pretty easy. It's very efficient. I had that in mind. And so, a lot of the stresses that can come with some of our past jobs don't exist here, because we've alleviated those problems by just kind of thinking ahead when we designed it. We don't have to take many steps when we make drinks. Everything's right here. And so that allows us to create cocktails really fast and focus on guest interaction.
I like that.
And so, yeah, I think people are having a great time, and they're telling their friends, and they're coming and excited about the cookies and excited about the mugs and excited about the bubbles. And
I mean, all of those things excite me.
Yeah.
And I've been telling all my friends to come.
me
So
too. I just wanted a space that feels fun, and bars are supposed to be fun. And so we wanted to create a space that's a party. And, when it comes to the future, I just want to keep building on the bar and the success of the bar. I had mentioned that we do pop-ups. We host a lot of other bars, but we, as Too Soon, have also been doing pop-ups in other cities as well.
Really?
So we just got back from New York. We did a pop-up at a bar called Mr. Paradise, and it was with no goal in mind other than to show the rest of the country what we do. And so we went to New York and we brought a lot of our cocktails there and featured them. And a lot of media people came and took pictures, and
that's so cool.
yeah, it was really
Good for you.
fun. And then next up, at the end of the month, we're going to Arizona, and we're taking part in Arizona Cocktail Week. We're doing a thing called Top Bars, where they feature the top bars in the world, and each bar has a booth, and we will make cocktails. And so the plan is to do we're going to do an espresso martini, actually, which would be really fun.
I love
We're going to do
it.
a pandan espresso martini, which would be
Oof.
really fun.
Again, if you need taste testers, holler.
and then another cocktail we're gonna we're something to be determined. And it's gonna be really fun. And we're gonna keep doing that. There's talks of doing a pop-up in Chicago soon. And then hopefully this summer we'd like to take part in the festivities at Tales of the Cocktail, if they'll have us. So that's still
So cool.
to be determined, but I would love to do a pop-up there during Tales of the Cocktail. That's a dream of mine. So we'll see if that happens. Yeah. And so when it comes to opening a new bar, I don't have any plans for that anytime soon. We do have a space next door that we have something in the works for, but it's going to be a while. Pay off some of our debt first, and then
Responsible.
But it won't be a bar. I'll give that a little teaser. It's going to be not a bar. It will be not too soon.
It'll be not too soon.
It'll
It'll be
something else.
too later. Maybe later.
I'll say this: it's definitely inspired by my time in New York.
Okay, cool. I like it.
Well, if Nashville is ever on that list of pop-up cities, let me know. I will be happy to show you my hometown. I lived there for a really long time.
Love
And
Nashville.
yeah, I can take you to all the good old stomping ground places.
Yeah, Sam Ross, the guy that created the Too Soon, has a bar in Nashville.
Really?
Attaboy,
Which one?
Nashville. Attaboy.
Attaboy?
Mhm.
Okay. I don't think where that is.
He actually has several bars in Nashville now. He has like 3 different bars.
So, if you could give one piece of advice to someone dreaming of opening their own bar, what would that be?
anything is possible. Don't follow your gut. Trust your instincts. Don't copy anyone else. Make it uniquely you, because you are your greatest asset. Your personality, your love, your passion belongs to you. And if you make it genuine, that will shine. Um, Prepare yourself for a lot of work. And if you're willing to do that and to put in the work, then definitely do it. If that's your dream, then don't let anything stop you. I mean, money is what holds a lot of people back. But there are people out there that are willing investors that believe in, if you're a bartender that wants to open a bar, I would just say talk to people, talk to your regulars, and share your passion and enthusiasm, and say that it's your dream to open a bar. And you never know, somebody might walk through your door that wants to help facilitate that dream. And stay confident with your goals, and don't let anything get you down. Come across a ton of adversity opening this place, and surround yourself with really good people too. Focus on building a strong team that you feel comfortable with and believe in, and yeah, I mean, that's a short version of the advice I would give somebody.
Does this make you want to open your own bar? Have you thought about it?
I have not thought about it too much. I'm still baby bartender. I've got years before I get towards that goal.
Your clock out question, are you ready? This is a good one. If you were a cocktail, what would your ingredients be?
Ooh.
We should have had them make their cocktail that describes them. See if it tastes good.
Okay, I want to go Brennan's Bracer.
Okay.
'Cause I like to think I love yellow. It's like my favorite color. And I'm like very bright, sunshiny person. So Brennan's Bracer is a blackstrap rum tiki creamy cocktail, sweet and creamy.
Okay.
And it's got blackstrap rum, cream, orgeat, a whole egg, and then banana. And then you grate a little bit of nutmeg on top.
Oh,
Okay.
And it's sweet and it's creamy and it's bright. And I feel like every time I give it to somebody, they're impressed and they love it. And it's a great reaction. And I just think that would be me.
I like that.
I don't always think of banana in cocktails, so that's also like a little unique.
One of my first menu cocktails that I made had a banana infused bourbon, and
Okay, that sounds really good.
in theory, it sounded amazing because I was making it in small jars, and then they put it on both locations' menu, and so then I had to make like 5-gallon buckets of it, and so I was just spending like so many hours a week cutting bananas, and I became like designated banana girl, and then people started buying me like banana earrings, and I've got banana
That's funny.
sweaters, and so it's kind of stuck to me now.
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
I would probably be some kind of tequila buck, maybe a Caballo Blanco, possibly, because it's tall, it's spicy, it's fruity and flirty and fun and refreshing
Nick is very
and-
tall.
and bubbly, and yeah, it's the life of the party.
That's a good one.
Can you add bubble gum to it?
Directly into it. Yeah. No, that's actually how we clean the bar. We just spray the
Spray the
bubbles
bubbles.
everywhere.
Honestly,
disinfectant.
there.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
I had to clean the disco ball last week. It was quite the task.
You know, I was watching when you turned it on. I was like, that thing has to be covered in soap
Yeah.
from all the bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It unhooks and we just spray it down.
We have at my house, I have a disco ball cloud is what we kind of call it. But when you walk into, we have this really long entryway of my house. And so we kind of call it our 70s dive bar. And we have a dartboard on the wall. We got our disco ball ceiling. We got snake rug. It's kind of like a whole movement, but cleaning those disco balls.
Yeah.
It's a moment.
It is. It takes time. We're lucky. We have a commercial hose.
Sprayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're powerful. I love that. Darts.
Oh, yeah.
Disco
We have
ball.
so many holes in our wall. We are not getting our rent deposit back.
Yikes.
We'll
Worth
patch it.
it.
Worth it. We'll patch it. It'll be fine. We have like lights too, kind of the bisexual lights that you were talking about in your place.
Yeah.
Like it's our little 70s dive bar.
I
We have a
love
big
that.
beanbag chair in there.
Oh, yeah.
It's a moment.
Every
It's
home
cute.
should all over town. They're bar royalty all over town. They're incredible. And they're really obsessed with tiki. And they had one of the guys from Halle Pele. They built a tiki bar in their house. It's like a
That's
room.
actually really
and
cool.
It's so cool. The coolest home bar I've ever seen. It's
I love
like a
that.
full setup,
That's
and
hardcore.
it is so awesome.
So
Yeah.
awesome.
If I ever built a bar in my house, it would be like a speakeasy. I would want it to be like truly hidden, something that you like
Like
have to like
hidden wall.
the hidden wall,
Mhm.
like, and then you walk in and it's like a whole part that you didn't even expect to exist in your house.
Yeah, that's really cool. I've seen people convert basements into a whole
Mhm.
bar. That's really cool too. You like walk down the stairs. That feels very speakeasy.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's so awesome.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Nick and Jagger, for joining us today and sharing your journeys. So if you are in the Portland area, come into Portland, live here, be sure to check out Too Soon. It's at 18th Northeast 28th Avenue. Grab a cocktail, enjoy the vibes. Tell them that Girls at Excel sent you. And also follow you on Instagram at Too Soon PDX to stay up to date with all of their creative events and pop-ups and anything else.
Thank you so much.
Honestly, I had the best time today. So thank you so much. So thanks for listening to Girls at Excel. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, share with your friends. Time for us to go get a cocktail. So until next time, keep excelling and we'll get back to you later.
Bye.
Bye.